Hi, my name is Mike Merwarth. I'm with CleanFUEL USA, and we're going to do a demonstration today on how to properly fill an Autogas vehicle. Before we begin, there's some things to consider about propane. Whether the tank is on a vehicle, whether it's on your barbecue at home, or if you have a large tank at your house, it's stored as a liquid. When it's released, it becomes a vapor. Modern Autogas systems operate either as a vapor system or liquid injection. The procedure for filling them is the same, but liquid injection is a little more efficient than the vapor system, and each one has its own characteristics. Even before you pull into the station, look for the emergency shutoff. It should be located farther than 20 feet, but less than 100 feet away. Our systems use an electrical shutoff system that closes not only electrical, turns off the pump, turns off the dispenser, but also closes all the valves. It's important to remember that if there is an accident, this is what you want to be able to access and turn it off. Our dispensers are used both in retail and fleet applications. They're used in retail gas stations in some places, and overseas we have a number of them that are used every day as a retail dispenser. The next thing to consider is positioning the vehicle in front of the dispenser. You want to make sure that you're not stressing the hoses, pulling anything too far. After you've positioned the vehicle, you want to go to the vehicle and find the filler. In this case, the filler sits in a recessed area just below where the original gasoline filler was. This is the filler for the propane. This particular filler is 1 3/4" Acme fitting, which means it's a threaded fitting. We're going to visually inspect the fill valve to make sure there's no debris. We're going to connect the nozzle. This is a threaded connection, so it should be lined up so that the threads make up. It only needs to be snug, not tight. The next step then is to access the dispenser. Now this particular dispenser requires an access card, and I have an access card here. We normally use these access cards and give them to our customers who have been trained to fill at this location. But they can also be used for fleet type tracking, or in some cases even for retail sales. Okay, so the first thing to do is to insert the card, and that gives you access. And the card actually states on the back that it's only to be used by trained personnel. So once this reads insert form of payment, in this case, the same card becomes the form of payment. We insert it a second time and we wait for approval. This doesn't usually take very long. We start the filling process by pressing this button. It's marked just above, it says start. The system will come on and you'll hear some clicks in the dispenser. And if the pump is nearby, you might even hear the pump start. Once the pump starts, we begin the dispensing process by squeezing this handle, and the fuel begins to dispense into the vehicle. At the end of the process, when the handle's released, the tank is full, some fuel will be released into the atmosphere. Using this type of nozzle and an overfill prevention device, the most that's lost is that little bit of spurt at the end of the process. And then we disconnect the nozzle and we return it to its boot and remove our receipt. And that's really all there is to it. We want to make sure that we reinstall the dust cover. That's there to protect that filler from debris from the outside, rain, mud on the streets, whatever you might run across. One of the things we're really serious about is personal protection. If your company requires gloves or safety glasses, you should use them. If the authority having jurisdiction requires personal protective equipment, use it, have it available. Whether you're pumping gasoline, diesel fuel, hydrogen, CNG or LNG or propane, no smoking.